All right. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Legacy Thursdays with the Legacy Project. And today, as mentioned, we have incredibly special guests on the call, as I see Scott jumping on as well. And we are admitting a few other people, but we will get started to honor everyone that came in on time. My role is actually very, very easy on this call. It is to welcome and introduce to you our incredible guest, all the way from Bismarck in North Dakota in the USA, Scott and Renita Brannan. This incredible couple are parents of three awesome young men, Bo, Truett, and Rocco, and I believe they have a furry baby as well, Nike Brule Brennan. An incredible family that we're so proud to be associated with. You know, for the Legacy Project, we have the three F's: family, faith, and finance. And this is a family that really encapsulates that to the core. They just came back actually from an incredible trip. You know, the rank that they're in the business afforded them the opportunity because of the impact that they have to be sent by the company all the way to Switzerland first, and I believe it was France, and then a family holiday that uh, took them to Capri in the Amalfi Coast of Italy. And for us, watching that, we were looking at what is actually possible when you put your all into something that you believe in, when you put your all in rewriting a legacy of health, rewriting a legacy of financial wellness and wealth. And we are so incredibly honored to have our Senior Presidential Director Elites, Scott and Renita Brennan. Welcome to the call.
Oh, we are so honored to be with you. We just love you. Your beautiful, bright, healthy, smiling faces. I can't wait to hug you. We are so blessed, and we know that we all are blessed because we're part of this incredible LifeWave, life-changing opportunity. I believe that people are being called for such a time as this. So make no mistake, if you are on here today, it is not by accident. God is calling you up, and He's calling you for a purpose for this season with this incredible technology to save and change and impact lives. And I will tell you what, that trip that we just took, Cass, was the trip of a lifetime. And we want every family, your family, starting with your family and your beautiful mother, we want your family to be able to experience that because why not? Why not you? Right? Why not travel the world? We have to start thinking in the world of why not? Why God made this beautiful island of Capri, I think for me, right? It's so beautiful. So when you start tapping into that abundance realm and the abundance of God, everything changes. I always, with this patch, it's incredible. By wearing the patch, I think sickness enters my realm, health leaves, right? Sickness, if you get around people that are sick and they get around you, guess what? Now they're walking away well. Right? They get in your realm and they're coming in broke and talking about their finances and lack. And guess what? They leave overflowing in my presence, right? And I just pray that for everybody here today, that we really grab hold of this opportunity for what it is. And it is a blessing from heaven, and it's given to us in our hand. Can you imagine? We have a technology in our hands, right, guys? I mean, it's so easy. It's portable. It's portable. We just have to get out and share this incredible life-changing technology. So yes, I'm Renita. Scott, I'll let you take it away.
Well, again, thank you. Thank you for the wonderful introduction, Kaz. It's an easy task for us today too, because we're blessed and honored to be here with all of you. You know, we respect the hard work that you're putting in. You know, we admire and respect the mission that you have to as a legacy project to reach other people who are in need of health breakthrough, who are in need of performance advancements, right, and recovery and strength and reversing and aging. You know, and we stand behind you in that, and we're behind your efforts in spreading a financial opportunity. Kaz, I have to thank you in your introduction. You did such a remarkable job of using our names, and my name and Renita's and our boys. And as you did that, I was just searching the meaning of your name, Kaz, and the meaning of Sila as well. I apologize if I pronounced that incorrectly. How do you pronounce your name? Is that okay?
It's pronounced as CK.
CK. Okay. So I need to learn, the proper enunciation. That's very important to us, to honor you with your names as well, both the pronunciation and just to honor you. And I searched really quickly as you're doing it, and I'm sure that you know the meanings of your names, but I did not until today. Sishe, is that correct? Sishe. When I look for the meaning, it means a beautiful gift. It means a beautiful gift. Kaz, your name means bringer of treasure. And I actually searched Kaz's name, the meaning of your name, Kaz, when I very first met you. And I have to look for that definition or meaning, but it said bringer of light. And so bringer of light and bringer of treasure and a beautiful gift. And that is what we have our hands on today, is a special opportunity to be together across the world, to share our testimony. And when we're done speaking, we're going to share for, just 10 or 15 minutes more. But when we're done speaking, we're going to encourage some of you who are on this call to share your testimonies. And these could be stories of health testimonies. These could be stories of maybe some financial, which is the product of testimonies. But our testimonies are like seeds that will create a harvest, a bountiful harvest of success in many areas of our life. But I'm going to turn it back over to my beautiful, talented, smart, better, wife. And she's going to share a little bit about our journey, how we got started, the success that we're having, and how it's changed our family's life. So welcome to the call. And it's truly an honor to be with you today.
Absolutely. Thanks, Scott. Oh, I was just over here in my spirit leaping for joy, knowing the meaning of their names. So that is so much fun. I want to make note, you guys, we have something very, very special coming up. It's August 8th through the 10th. It's called thisisitconvention.com. And there is a promo, and I think the code is still working. So for those of you, obviously at this point, are probably not attending in person, but you could attend virtually. And I encourage you to get rooms full of people learning and growing and expanding their vision together. So remember, if you have not registered for this yet, this is coming up literally next weekend. And leaders are born at these events because you go there and you see the harvest. You hear the miracle stories. You witness people having those breakthrough with their finances and their families. And I'm going to tell you what one can do, so can another. How many of you believe that? What one of you can do, so can another. And so make sure that you get registered if you haven't done that yet, because we are the fastest growing team in the world. If you've ever wanted to be part of something where you win, you have met your destiny right now. Because the bottom line is, it's the #1 network marketing company in the world, the #1 direct selling company in the world, the #1 momentum in the world, the #1 CEO, inventor, innovator of the year, David Schmidt, in the world. And we're part of the #1 team in the world. And then we've got the leadership of Kaz and CK. And we are just having a blast doing this, you guys, changing and impacting lives. But this is actually a setup. How many of you know this is a setup? It's all a setup. It's a setup to win big. So if you've ever wanted to have abundance in your life, abundance in your health, abundance in your finances with your families, this really is it. And so again, the Next Level Conference is coming up. Make sure you're registered. And of course, we've got the annual convention, the 21st annual convention coming up over in Anaheim, California. So those of you that may be interested, that's in October. There's still a chance for you to get registered. And wow, David Schmidt pulls out all of the stops at these conventions. So you get the science, you hear the testimonies, you understand the vision of where LifeWave is going. In addition to that, they might have some really fun entertainment. Elton John, right? Who knew? So the amazing togetherness that happens at these events, you guys, people gather together and the vision is expanded. And so again, that's going to be coming up in October. And, you know, a little bit about how we got started. I am a seeker of health. I am a seeker of wealth. I am a seeker of my Father in heaven. I seek great things. I believe in abundance on earth. I pray that you do too, right? And so I've always been seeking natural solutions and natural alternatives when it comes to health and healing. That's been a passion of mine for nearly 25 years now. Thank God we're wearing this patch because now I'm aging in reverse. I feel like I'm 25, so I'm just getting started. But the bottom line is I've always been looking for natural things to support and help my family to have great success with their health, right? It's just been a passion of mine as a mom. And you guys, when we came across this patch 3 years ago, honestly, we didn't know how powerful it was until we put it on. You know, some people get on these meetings and they can hear and they can learn, but until you actually apply the patch, like this stuff is great. It's good to come and learn and grow and hear. But I'm telling you, the real magic happens with your own health when you put that patch on your body. Because we could have heard all that. We could have read everything. And we still really wouldn't have understood the power of this technology. It was only when we applied it to my mother. So those of you who are brand new on here today, welcome. Get a patch on your body as quickly as possible is my advice. Because as soon as you put that patch on, everything changes with your health. It's literally like an on switch for regeneration in your body. So it all started with my aging mother. She was dealing with Parkinson's. She's had it for over 10 years. Like I said, we are really not into drugs. I mean, if I get ran over by a car, don't just put a patch on me. I don't know if X39 is going to do the trick, take me to the ER. But for everything else, let's try a patch first, right? I really believe that patches can be the first line of healing in our bodies. How many of you believe this? Sometimes people think natural health remedies are the last thing you're going to do after you explored everything else. How about making light and phototherapy the first line of healing? How incredible is that? By the way, the Bible is full of light. I don't know if you guys know this, but the word Holy Spirit is used interchangeably with the word light with a capital L in the Bible. So I think we all need to get a little bit more lit up. And so we don't treat, cure, prevent disease. We are just on here sharing the goodness of what this technology does. It will create miracles in your health and in your body. But it started with this beautiful lady here, Pearl. She's a fireball. This is my mother. And I'm telling you what, she was diagnosed with Parkinson's. And when she started, she was about 169 pounds. Honestly, Parkinson's took her toll. And she was all the way down to 97 pounds, just skinny and frail as can be. Teeth were falling out of the mouth, couldn't talk, couldn't write. I mean, it was just, everything was hard. Everything was difficult for my mom. And my friend from Canada called me up and she said, can we try this patch technology on your mom? She said, my neighbor lady has Parkinson's and we saw downright miracles with her. And I said, well, Doris, you had me at the word miracles because I believe. Do you guys believe in miracles? I pray you believe, because if not, put a patch on and you'll start believing, right? So the bottom line is she was our first miracle. And on the 11th day, after wearing the patch, you guys, she was walking without the walker. She was offering to make me eggs. She said, Nita, she calls me Nita. She's kind of feisty. Nita, do you want me to make you some eggs? And Scott and I are looking at this woman who hadn't cooked in 2.5 years. She hadn't laid a finger in the kitchen. My father was doing all the cooking. And I said, yeah, I want you to make me some eggs, right? We had never seen that in 2.5 years. She was walking normally. She was vibrant. She was happy. She was smiling. She was over there cracking eggs in the kitchen, right? And so that was our first LifeWave miracle. Sometimes just living life is the miracle. You know, you might be over there thinking, well, big deal, the woman's cracking eggs. No, that's called living life. And she hadn't had that for 2.5 years, guys. So sometimes just living life is the glory realm, right? Just getting that mobility back, to dice up those onions, to crack those eggs, and to operate the stove. That's the glory realm, right? Sometimes it's not some extravagant thing. Sometimes it's, hey, I want to live life fully. My dad was the very next miracle, you guys. We got started because of our aging parents. So when I see generations, when I see your beautiful mama Kaz, you know me, I'm generations of health. I see her jump roping. I want to be like her, like the jump roping, the working out, generations of our health, generations of wealth with our families, you guys. This is for all of us. And so it started with our aging parents. And now we got babies patching, right? So it's like the whole gamut from young to old and everybody in between. But my dad was the second miracle, and his miracle didn't take 11 days. His miracle happened overnight. This was my father's legs. It happened 24 hours after he started patching. We had been dealing with those oozing, goozing legs. No one had formally diagnosed it. We had taken him to 11 different types of doctors in a 6-month time frame. Imagine going to 11 different types of doctors and getting no answer. That's where we were at. So we were exhausted from these legs. And I didn't even have the legs. I'm just helping my dad with them, and I'm tired now, right? And so when we put that patch on, guys, the next morning when Scott and I came back and we opened the front door and we saw those legs had returned to the normal size, all of the oozing had dried up, we knew we had our hands on something magnificent. I'm going to use that word, and I think we need to start using the word magnificent more. Do you know why? I think magnificent magnifies God. I think it's the glory realm. I think it's the greatness, right? The good things, the possibilities, right, guys? It was magnificent what we saw with my dad's legs. And those two incidences of my mother and my father, that is what propelled Scott and I to say, you know what? We're not exactly sure what this is, and we're not even quite sure how it's working, but we just saw a miracle with the 80 and 75-year-old, a miracle like none other. We had tried other things, nothing had worked, and we knew that we had our hands on something magnificent and we had to run with it. And honestly, Scott and I had not even put the patch on our bodies. You guys, we hadn't even worn the patch yet. It was just my aging mom and dad, and we signed up. Think about that, because we were operating with those few free patches my friend Doris had sent from Canada. She said, try them on your mom, you know? So we were just operating with those couple patches. And that's when we saw the miracles. And we were not the couple that said, well, we need to try it for the next 6 months, because if I'm going to say anything about it, I got to believe in it. Trust me, our belief went through the roof when we witnessed what happened to my parents. Renita, right, guys? Because when you, yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry to interrupt you. I just wanted to hop in really quickly, because I know we just have a couple minutes left. But I absolutely love everything that you're saying, and it's the truth. And what you're saying about us not waiting, you know, what we found is that people are at home praying for an opportunity. Why should we wait? Why should we wait? And so we were bold, just as you said, Renita, and we started seeing miracles. Renita, I just want to share 2 quick things, and then I'll bounce it back to you for a minute. And then I have a surprise for our guests today. One of the things that I wanted to say is we are introduced to you through our friends John and Teresa Getz. So yes, we brought on John and Teresa Getz to LifeWave. John and Teresa Getz brought on this beautiful family, Kakata family, and they're spreading the joy and love and miracles throughout South Africa. And so that is why you're here today. We are so proud and so honored by our friends John and Teresa. They are the best people we know. They are servant hearts. They are intelligent. They are caring. They're compassionate. They're incredible communicators and teachers.
And John's pretty funny. John is pretty funny.
And John is funny.
John is funny.
They make a great team. They make a great team, just like all of us. We don't have all the same gifts, but together in unity, we're really strong. So I wanted to honor John and Teresa Getz. Number 2, I just wanted to quickly share a little bit about where we live in the United States. Kaz mentioned we live in North Dakota. In North Dakota, it's one of the larger geographical states in the entire country, 71,000 square miles. However, we have 800,000 people in the entire state. And so if you do the math, we have about 11 people for every square mile of the state that we live in. We are a state where it's very agriculture and farming based. So we grew up with farmers. Renita's family grew up as farmers. You know, so we're very humble, not earning a lot of money, not very many people, 11 people for every square mile. We had the cards stacked against us for an opportunity like this. We weren't supposed to win, you know, in this business. This is my family. Look at my family. You know, this is the Amalfi Coast, right? Here we had rented a big, beautiful yacht, and we're in the middle of the Mediterranean Sea in the Amalfi Coast, enjoying the product of the success of what we're having with LifeWave. LifeWave has changed our lives. And I wanna give you hope and encourage you that this opportunity, this vehicle, this company, LifeWave, is much more than a company, but it can change your life as well. So don't wait. Have courage and be bold. You're an important part of the fastest growing team. We're number one. You're number one. You're an important part of this company. You're an important part of our family. And so, Renita, I'll bounce it back to you for just 1 minute, and then I have a surprise, and then we want to encourage some guests to share their testimony, okay?
Yeah, I think that in life, sometimes people sit and wait and they watch, right? And I'm encouraging you today to not be one of those people that sit and wait and watch. I encourage you to get in this incredible life-changing vehicle called LifeWave that is going to help your family's health, the wealth, and not only that, I don't know if you know something a little bit about miracles, but I'm going to tell you something that maybe you do or don't know. They're contagious. How many of you guys know miracles are contagious? And you know why that is? Because I believe when the portal of heaven is open to earth, and portal's not some weird sci-fi thing, there's portals opening, and that's when we see miracles. And I have never, ever, in all my years of being a health coach for 25 years, seen the amount of health miracles in people, in dogs, in horses. I mean, we were at an event in South Dakota, which maybe has a couple more people than North Dakota, but we were in South Dakota and people were talking about their mares, that's their horses, and how they're putting the patch by the ovaries and I mean, these are cowboys. These are cowboys, guys. These are not highfalutin, these people that know it all. They're not doctors, they're ranchers. And they got their horses, and they know when they patch their female horses, the horses are amazing. So hearing these stories of people, pets, animals, farm horses, everything, this is a window of heaven that's opened. It's a portal of miracles. And you know what happens when you get around this or you step into this? You too are going to have that explosion of God's goodness in your family, in your life, in your body, in your health, in your finances. That's what's happening here. Somebody said to me, how do I know? I've been praying. I said, just look where the miracles are happening. That's where the portal of heaven is open. Just run in that direction and grab hold of this thing, because you too can be part of what's happening financially and physically with all these incredible things, all these testimonies. You're the next testimony. If you're sitting out here today and you have not patched yet, get a patch on already, right? Because you are the next testimony. You are the next miracle. And your seed of sharing your miracle, you don't know if that's going to affect 5 lives, 10 lives, or 10,000. You don't know what my dad, when that was going on with his legs, when I posted that picture of his legs, do you know that picture of my dad's legs has been posted like over 5,000 times? Do you think my dad, with those achy, breaky, ugly legs, was thinking, I'm going to be a miracle portal? No, he's just praying for relief, right? And as soon as we put that patch on, bam, it was like the regeneration switch of his body happened because of that peptide that's being activated by light when we put the patch on. And who knew that my dad, in his misery, was going to open up the portal when that miracle happened to thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands around the globe? We would not be here today. You would not maybe be here today if we had not seen that miracle with my father. So think about that for a second. You never know how your testimony, if you're new on here, I'd be running at whoever invited you on here today. You need to get started now, today. Don't wait a second. We don't know if you're the next one that's going to create 10,000 ripples, right? You've got to start. You've got to start. Don't wait by the sidelines. Don't sit over there and say, well, I'm going to wait. I'm going to watch for a while. Listen, this is the moment. This is your moment to take back your power with your health and your finances. So we love you, Scott. What's the big surprise? I'm excited. I don't know what it is.
Well, it's I think of it as like a surprise or a gift, but really it's not as much as a gift as it is a reward for your efforts. Okay, so in the beginning, Renita shared one of the success principles are these events. And we wish deeply that we could be with you in present form. So we could hug you and exercise together and fellowship together. But in this moment, August 8th, 9th, and 10th, we are not able to be together. And I understand. That's okay. There will be a time where we can be together. But it is very important for you to understand the success principle of this event. And so the This Is It event virtual ticket costs with the promotion about $125 US. So any one of you decides to participate in the virtual conference, we will reimburse you 100% for your virtual ticket. Any one of you on the call. Now you could get together. That would be wonderful. I would love it if you have fellowship and you can share this experience together. But I understand sometimes because of your schedules or where you live that maybe you have to watch it on your own. We will reimburse you 100% for your virtual ticket, plus add just a little bit financially as well, so that maybe you can purchase some snacks or something like this, okay? Because this is a success principle. We would not be here and we would not be as successful if we did not attend these events. At these events, we learn the information that we need. We hear stories that we repeat the stories for the next coming months. It helps us grow personally. It helps us grow our marriage. It helps us become better parents. It strengthens our faith and it grows our business. And so we wish that we could support you in many, many more ways. Because of the distance, we have an interesting challenge. But I want to extend that reward to you for your efforts. So this is for you and anyone on your team. Logistically, we'll have to find out how we can reimburse you. Maybe I send money financially to Kaz and he gets it to you, or if you use different payment methods like Selly or Venmo or whatever, we will find out logistically how I can, make that, how Renita and I together can make that happen. So that is a reward for your efforts. So now, Kaz, we'd like to offer, the microphone back to you. We cannot wait to hear some testimonies if time allows. And again, your testimonies are a seed to a harvest. And so every good and faithful seed will create a harvest, a bountiful harvest. And so we look forward to hearing some stories today as you close. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much, Scott and Renita. We're so fired up, and we definitely appreciate the gift, and we'll definitely talk as a team. I want to ask our founders, Makaks and Sirkaks, who also happen to be our parents, and we really just enjoy working with them, if we could give them 2 minutes, as well as Maya, who's also a manager on our team with the Legacy Project, to just share their testimonies with everybody. Over to you, Makaks and Sirkaks.
Hi, everyone. Good to have you, Scott and Renita. You don't know how much excited we are. In fact, we were when it was announced that you would be joining us today. You are a source of inspiration to us. And whenever we think about your energy and your enthusiasm, we feel there's no going back. We are here just marching forward. One testimony that I would want to give, I think I've given this testimony over and over again. I'm a 4 days miracle on the knee that used to trouble me. Actually, there's two things. There's the knee and there's also the shoulders. I couldn't lift my arms. My wife had to put my jacket on me. But I don't know when that one disappeared. One of the things that happened with the patch is that you don't feel getting better. But one day when you wake up, you just look around for the problem that you had and you don't find the problem. This is what happened to me. On my knee, it was only 4 days. I couldn't, before I couldn't even kneel in church when people are kneeling. And it was a real bother for me. But only 4 days, it was gone. I don't know how I know that it is 4 days. It was 4 days. I think I'm estimating, because this thing just disappears and you don't know when it disappeared. I'll give over to Tabs.
Mine is very short. I will give my testimony and a testimony of my customer. I've been battling with low iron for as long as I can remember. It was so difficult to donate blood. Sometimes I would be turned back because my iron was below the requirement. But after using this patch, I decided, let me just go. After I had been turned back the last time I went, and lo and behold, my iron was at the acceptable level. And I was even just going there because I said, okay, because they are here, let me just go. I know they will turn me. But this time, they just told me, your iron levels are super. The last one I want to say is about my customer who had sleep apnea. I sold her the patches, and in less than 2 weeks, her sleep apnea had disappeared, especially because when she bought the patches, her machine was broken. So she said, okay, let me try this thing. And then when she tried it, she could not believe that she slept right throughout the night without the sleep apnea. Thank you, Sihle.
Thank you so much, Maklax and Sirklax, for sharing your wonderful testimony. Maya, I'll hand it over to you, and then after her, we'll have Tandim Visa, just 2 minutes each. And yeah, over to you, Maya.
Okay, thank you. Good evening. It's so nice to see you, Renita and Scott. Also following you with your energy on your social media. You have no idea how inspiration you are. What I want to say for me, I never wanted to join the patch to sell. I wanted to be a user. Because I had a backpack, and then I had a backpack, and then I had also my swollen feet. They will be painful. I mean, my back in the office we have tables that were adjustable, and we requested that because of my back pain the most. Then I used the patch. I think on my fifth day, I could see the difference. And that is when I was like, I want to be part of the business because the patch, I could see from myself, the patch is working. And I think at some point I was more like crazy because of it was too quick for me to see these differences of what I'm seeing in my body. Then I tried the patches to my girls because for period pains, we always use like all the tablets all the time. So I gave them the patch as well. And again, I think on the third day, because they will have the what you call it, the painkillers, they say for 5 days until they finished. On the third day, they brought back the other patches because I gave them 5 patches for a week. They brought back the other patch and no, mommy, we are fine. We don't need the patch. So I think for me, that is when until today, I spoken to my family members because I didn't want to share the patches with that I have. I wanted them to join, become a users. Yeah, that is all from me, guys. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Maya. I'm really excited for your journey at LifeWave and just for your vision to come to fruition. Thank you so much. Tandi, over to you. I'll just try and, yeah, there we go.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Tandim Biza. Sure. The patch has been so amazing for our family. I don't even know where to start. But let me start with my daughter. My daughter is 14 years old. She was born with cerebral palsy and she's unable to do anything for herself. So she solely depends on us like to navigate through for her with everything. So a few years back, me and my husband, we decided, okay, I'll be the one that is a stay-at-home mom. That because what happens is that during the night you have to turn her so that every like 2-3 hours you have to turn her so that she doesn't have bed sores. So what that has done is she solely depends on you with everything. I think we are in July now, around about in May or June. One day when she woke up with a swollen leg. We didn't know what was happening with her, and as she is unable to tell you what is happening with her, so we have to seek like and check with her what is happening. So we were like, no, we don't know. Since we don't know what's happening, the leg was swollen, and when you were touching it, it was so hard. You could feel that it's so cold, and she was crying the whole time. So what we did is we decided to patch her. It was our first time patching on her. We patched her on the leg, one on the leg and one on the chest. But she stayed with the patch for like 12 hours. The following day when we woke up, everything for her was back to normal. The leg was no longer swollen. You could feel that the blood is flowing normally on her. And the lady that is a caregiver that is helping me through the day with her, she was like, yo, this patch yenza amawaza, it was like a 1-day miracle for her. And since then we've been patching her, and we normally, like, she normally gets sick very easily, most especially at during this time of the year. She hasn't been sick. We haven't been to the doctor for flu or anything since we've been patching her. I don't know. I think the patch is really doing wonders for us. Thank you so much, Sihle.
Thank you so much, Tandi, for your wonderful testimony. Like we always say, it really would be such a criminal offense not sharing these wonderful blessings with so many people that need healing and have other issues. Before I hand it back to you, Scott and Renita, I just wanted to read something quickly. And I just want to share a reminder to you all that what you meet with gratitude expands. Appreciation makes space for abundance. Beauty lives in remembering how far you've come. The more you notice, the more there is to be moved by. Speaking existence into what's working builds momentum. There's room to dream bigger without shrinking what you've built. Over to you, Scott and Renita.
Wow, wow, wow. I love that. I love all these beautiful testimonies. Thank you for sharing. They just absolutely touched our heart. I mean, the best thing about this business is we get on Zoom meeting after Zoom meeting, and we literally are awestruck every time we get on because the testimonies are so profound. And thank you, CK, for your beautiful, beautiful just words that you spoke. And I agree, I always think faith sees the solution, right, guys? Not the problem. Faith sees the solution. Say that out loud. Faith sees the solution. And for these families to try with, ailments like cerebral palsy and different things like that, it's really miraculous that you opened your heart to try something different, to try something new, maybe, right? Because maybe you have never heard this before. But faith sees the solution. And another thing is, I think, faith sees the answer. Doesn't always see the question. Faith sees the answer, you guys. So if you're thinking, what should I do? Faith knows the answer. Faith sees the answer, right? You got to be patching up. It's powerful when you understand this. And listen, the final thing is faith sees the miracle. It doesn't see the mess. Faith sees the miracle. Say it out loud. Faith sees my miracle, your miracle. Faith sees the miracle. So sometimes it's just having the faith to try this technology to say, what if it could help my family, my children, my parents, right? And then, of course, the financial aspect of it is such a tremendous blessing because people are creating extra money for their family, an extra $100 a week, an extra $200 a week changes lives. So this is so powerful, you guys. So I want to say thank you. We love you. We're honored to be business partners and friends with you for life. And we just cannot wait to see you in person. Honestly, we can't wait. So we just feel so blessed to know all of you, your family. And Scott, I'll turn it over to you.
Yeah, really quickly to recap, and then I'll turn it back to Kaz to close out the meeting. You're already a miracle. Just the fact that you woke up this morning, and you're breathing and moving and thinking, and you're a part of this family, you're already a miracle. And so it's approaching life with this spirit and sense of gratitude, as Sishay just explained beautifully with her words. You know, this spirit of gratitude and a spirit of excellence. But the world needs what you have. The world needs you to be bold and have courage and take action, right? The world needs me not to be lazy, to wake up and go find people to help, right? That are praying for opportunities. So that's what we get to do. It goes from, you know, an opportunity to a responsibility. You know, Renita and I wake up every morning and we feel responsible to go share with people more and more that we can. So Father God, we just praise and thank you for everyone that's on this call. We thank you, Lord, for the people that weren't able to attend today. We thank you for the testimonies that were given here, the powerful testimonies that are giving people hope and encouraging people as they hear them. And God, we thank you for the strength that you're giving everyone in this legacy project, Lord, and the vision that we can be unified together to boldly go. One person cannot do this alone. You know, we can't do this alone. Kaz and Sishay and their family, their parents, they need you collectively and your skill sets and your personality and your gifts and your talents to collectively to get unified and to go out there and to share this message with others. So again, thank you so much to our friends, John and Teresa Getz. Thank you to Kaz and Sishay and your family and everyone who's a part of Legacy Project. Honor and privilege to be with you today. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Scott and Renita. That's one day 31 of our 90-day run, following our legacy conference that we held in our city of Port Elizabeth of Gqeberha in the Eastern Cape in South Africa. And you know, one of the things that we talked about there is a recommitment to the mission and the vision of the Legacy Project, which is to patch 100,000 people in South Africa as a base and the rest of the African continent. And we will not stop until we hit that number. Within this 31 days, we've broken a new manager. She's unfortunately traveling right now. Her sponsors on here, Ulwati as well. We're starting to see the upgrades coming in. We had a premium upgrade going, and there's advanced upgrades that are coming in. A commitment and a recommitment from people in the Legacy Project. I'm really so excited. I want to thank Sihle for anchoring and assisting and hosting this call. My parents for leaning on us to get on that initial call. That is now the Legacy Project. I want to thank Maya for her incredible leadership and her incredible commitment to this. All the partners that are on here, I see a ton of people, Sis Fufu, Aunt Louisa, Wongile, and all our incredible partners that are on here, and the guests that are on here. I want to encourage you to get back to the person that invited you on here, and as Scott and Renita says, get started. Don't wait. Where we will be 6 months, 12 months from now. We saw the incredible story. I was so touched by the Brannan story, of the reward that we see of them in the Amalfi Coast, but it's the 2 years and the many years before that of really faith, of belief, and actually getting up and I heard a story that the Brannans within a few short months they had enrolled 600 people. I think that number's over 1,000 right now. Now that speaks to a family that is committed to not keeping their mouths quiet because of the miracle that's happened to them. So if we would just do one thing and quit keeping quiet from sharing the miracle that's impacting ourselves and our families, and that will lead to a world of abundance in terms of health and a world of abundance in terms of our finances. We want to thank you so much, Scott and Renita, for your generosity. We will definitely take up that gift of the convention, and we'll make sure that as many people take that up. We'll use that as a springboard for our legacy convention on the 28th and the 29th of November that we're going to be holding in Johannesburg. We've put out a very ambitious target of 250 people at that event in Johannesburg. And let's make sure that we use the gift that was given onto us. I want to end it off there and say from us, good night, God bless, and we can't wait to see you all succeed.